Hello fellow Wolfies, so today I'm going to be doing my first tutorial on 2 ways on how to shade hair. So the first thing you want to do is take the magic wand and select all parts of the hair. Go to the selection layer if that makes it easier for you to see. Just a quick note, you can use the brush tool if you want. It's just that I was really lazy in making this video, so yeah. Next, add another layer. Eye drop somewhere in between your character's hair. Lower the opacity just a little bit, as shown. After that, make your shade a little darker than the original. And switch to the felt tip hard brush. If you didn't like the color you chose, like me, you can adjust. Brush near the outer side of the hair. Then layer a little on top of that. If it isn't dark enough for you, you can switch to a darker shade. Now add a new layer, and instead of normal, make it add. Make the shade lighter than the original. And fill the gap, fill most of the gap in the middle. Switch back to layer number 2 and press the filter button. Go to the blur section and pick Gaussian blur and adjust it to your liking. Now go to layer 3 and do the exact same thing. And then finally, remove the selection area. If you have any hair accessories you want to shade, just do the exact same thing. Now for the second way to shade hair. This one might be a little more time consuming, but it really pays off in the end. Again, select the hair and go to the selection area if you need it. Once you're done selecting all your hair, make sure you're on a new layer. I drop near the middle of the hair and select a tad bit of a darker shade, and I'm just making it a solid color. Then select a lighter shade, but not too light, just a tad bit, because we're gonna get lighter than that shade many more times. If you know what I'm trying to say. Like we're gonna do this multiple times, but each time making it darker. I mean lighter. Also, I forgot to mention, do strokes in the way your hair is moving, if you know what I mean, like in the direction of the hair. Now, once you're done with this layer, I want you guys to make a lighter shade and do the same thing again. But this time make your strokes a little more down and not all the way up. And I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but make sure force fade is on and you are on dip pen hard. Do this to the rest of your hair. And now choose the darkest shade of like whatever your original character's hair color was. In this case, it was brown. So I'm using the darkest shade of brown, and I'm just like stroking the smallest part of the edges. This is optional, but if you want, you can choose that same shade of brown and draw some like roots of the hair. Draw it thicker on the inside, but later on, use thinner strokes. And add it wherever you want and you think is reasonable, I guess, if that makes sense. When you're done, remove the selection area. And like last time, use the filter, go to blur, and go to Gaussian blur, adjust to your liking. Then add another layer, so you have 3 layers, and make that layer an add one. Then you are going to clip it to layer number 2. At this moment, I actually had lost a few brain cells and I didn't know what I was doing for a while, so yeah. But just clip layer 3 to layer 2. And keeping in mind that you're on the add layer, make a highlight however you want. I was just merging my layers down, and if you get that same option, press no. And that's it. That's my second way on how I shade hair.